Can I ask you to take off the cap?
Yes.
Please? Thank you. So, Donald, tell me about your life. You grew up where?
I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and I was born at General Hospital. I grew up in the what they would call now it's all Spanish neighborhood, Boa Heights area, and I lived in Ramona Gardens. And well, my family there was we come from Mississippi. My dad and my mom came from Mississippi. So when I grew up, I was born out here. So when I grew up, I was living out there in Boa Heights, Ramona Gardens, to be specific. And as I was a child growing up, they came to our dad's house and they gave us the word, hey, you guys have to move. Oh, what's the problem? Why do we have to move? Well, we don't want blacks here anymore, so you have to move. So they came out and beat on the door. And at this time, my dad was drinking heavily, and I would go by and hit the cups that they wasn't paying attention. And that what started me off at becoming an alcoholic. So, but in the event of that, of me as a kid, seeing all this transpire, I didn't understand what was actually going on. But I did understand my mom and dad was scared, so by them being scared, it made us scared. So one night they came by and they knocked on the door, told us y'all haven't moved yet, man. Y'all the only family still here. So that night we packed up. They made it clear to us. My dad got in the trunk and we packed this up and we drove off to our uncle's house. We stayed there, and that didn't last long. I believe as a kid.
The Mexican people in the neighborhood asked you to leave.
Now, mind you, this was back in 1967, 68, or maybe 69.
East LA is now.
East LA is completely, especially that particular housing unit. It's called Ramona Garden, and you will not find one like it. Yeah. Nothing close to that. Right. So, with that said, we came, and I felt, as a kid, you just don't understand certain stuff until you get older. So I started drinking more and more, man, except for my dad's stuff and my mom's stuff. And then they eventually broke up. And,
so they were both drinkers?
Oh, true, man. Coming from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, yes, true.
You started taking a sip of what?
I started, when they turn around, because they had parties every Friday. And then when they turn around, I hit the cup, but they wouldn't pay attention. They was already pretty much filled.
What was the drink?
Southern Comfort. I'll never forget that. Sweet and, my God, I can taste it now. But anyway, that was starting me off, man. And from there, once they broke up, like I said, we stayed with my cousins, and that didn't last long. So my dad and my mom departed, and I ended up with one of my cousins for a while. And then, about me drinking and not being totally focused and kind of a bad guy from what I've seen so far in my life, I started getting into trouble, man. And this is about the age of maybe 10, 11, because I was frustrated. I was angry and didn't have a family no more, man. So, we was taken from I ran away, actually. I ran away, man. And I ended up in foster home. And, wow, you're talking about a terrible life. But anyway, some was good. Some of the people was good who stayed with me. Some was not. But at the same time, you could feel their energy, man. You knew that they were bad people. And so, at the time, I ran away again from that place, and I was a constant runaway because of I couldn't get my point across. Nobody understood me, man. And at that time, I was molested as a kid, man. So,
when did that happen?
Oh man, right there, when I was staying in Ramona Garden, it was by one of my family members, man. He rests in peace now. He's dead. So, man. So anyway, as I became older, man, I'm starting to understand that there's something better out there for me. I know it's a better life. And I just knew, wow, excuse me, anyway, so I was getting into trouble. And then they put me in a foster home. And from there, I got a little better basic understanding of going to school. Matter of fact, the foster home they put me in was off of Exposition in Normandy. Actually, the street was called 38th Place. And by me staying there, that foster home, there was a little more family atmosphere for me. You know, they brought me in and made me feel like wanted. And they paid special attention to me, man. So from there, I still was drinking. Now, don't get me wrong, they drank too. I was happy about that. And the guy made his own wine. Actually, the people I stayed with was named Clara Smith. Clara, and I stayed in their family. And they were from Akron, Ohio, man. And the guy, he made home brew, and I thought I was in heaven. Wow, boy, you talking about learn some stuff. Once I learned that, man, it was rough with it. But they gave me a structured life. They helped me out with reading. I couldn't read and write at the age of 12 or 14. I couldn't, man. So they gave me a pretty special life, man. It made me feel good about myself. And I went to school and tried to do the best I could. And I didn't realize I had issues, man. I didn't realize that seeing my family grow up and what I went through would affect me in a different way. So I stayed there for about 2 years and became a semi-adult. And I started hanging with the guys on the street. Wow, what did I do that for? And the neighborhood is called Fruitown, Brim, whatever they call it. But they were trying to recruit me as a young man. I wasn't going for that. That wasn't part of my life. So at the same time, they taught me a lot of things because I was a square. Have you ever know what a square is? Me. Well, listen, I didn't know nothing. But when I got with these guys, they taught me how to dress. I went to Fauché. I graduated from Fauché by the hair of a fingernail. They was very proud of me. That man. So after I graduated, I went to high school, which is called Manual Arts High. I became a wrestler. I tried to play football. Was not good at that at all. And so I ended up with wrestling, and I did good with that for a minute till I got picked too many times. Coach Lake, he was a Coach Lake. You know, he was a white guy. He was a good guy. He taught me a lot of stuff, but he got mad at me and told me, "Look, Don, if you can't be a little more tougher on the floor mat there with the guys, man, you need to just find something else to do." So I said, "Coach Lake, serious?" He said, "Yeah, man, you pretty much lost every match, man." I couldn't bring the team no points. So make a long story short, I gave that up and started taking it from the liquor stores, gambling, and thought I was a street guy, smart guy, trying to create stuff my way, do things my way. I got tired of everybody else telling me their way. So I tried my way and ended up in little jails and so forth and so on. And so when I came back home from a juvenile hall, when they put me back in the same foster home, I was out of there before the night ended. Before the night dark came, I was gone again. And started living in the streets. I started living in the streets and making my own way, man, as best I could, and bummed and begged, and so I ended up in prison for a little while. We'll talk about that later, but it helped me find myself. And then when I came back home, I still was drinking, but I made prison. But see, by the people I stayed with, they taught me how to make homebrew. And so all the fruits and the presentation, I had that. I was man. I was making the Pruno, the wine, and these guys. I was, somebody there. So after a while, I got busted a couple times doing that in prison. They locked me up, put me in the acid. And so by that time, my date came up and I was released. And I came out there and got me a big bottle of Southern Comfort. And man, it was on after that. Found myself homeless. I don't speak with my family no more because I went by there and I seen it was a family reunion, excuse me. It was a family reunion. And one of my cousins came up to me and there was people all around and said, "Hey man, what about you, man?" He said, "Well, what do you mean?" He said, "Man, don't you remember your brother fucked you?" I said, "What the fuck? You was there. You was there." And so I I lost it. I went completely berserk and I tried to hurt him, but I still staying at their house. Dumbest move in the world. So, in reality, see these burns here? See all these burns here? These burns come from them set me on fire. These is burns that actually came from my family, you guys. And they played a dirty trick on me, and how they got me was I'm a good cook, you guys. I'm a very good cook, and I was barbecuing, and I was getting high. That morning I was drinking, and I was getting high also with some stuff I was trying. And they asked me, hey man, why don't you barbecue? And I said, okay, I didn't think nothing of it, but I was, they see me intoxicated, so little did I know, they took the lighter fluid out the lighter bottle and put it in kerosene. Now, knowing you, kerosene is a very inflammatory liquid, man. I had no idea at the time that's what it was. Put the fire on the coals, put the stuff on the grill, and I had the fire pre-lit. I poured the lighter fluid on it, and it came back, poof, and the fire followed it from the pit to all the way to the can I was holding. And by that time, Father God, thank you, Lord. You could see the ignition from the spark. And only way my face is not burnt up totally. And the reason why I don't look like Spawn is because the Holy Spirit told me to cover my face. See this here? If I didn't do that, this would have been burnt totally.